here in Cairns. And crocodile safety is incredibly easy. Don't go swimming in dirty, murky water. And if there's a yellow sign like this, don't go swimming there either. So you'll see them all around. There's certainly crocs around, but the chances of encountering them is still pretty slim. They just put up the sign when there's been a sighting. And hey guys, crocs can jump. So when you see people dangling their feet off the side of their titty, tell them what idiots. No. As I said, chances of coming across a croc in the wild are still pretty slim. This is the best time of year to go croc spotting if you're going on a wildlife cruise or something, because they're actually out sunning themselves a lot. During wet season it's too hot up on the land and they'll spend a lot of time swimming instead, cooling themselves down. But in terms of human interaction with crocs, it's about one fatality every 2 years. So it's pretty slim. When you think of things like horses, you're getting a bit too overexcited there, mate. Things like horses take out over 20 people every year in Australia, and we still quite happily go and jump on one of them and go for a ride and put a bet on. Crocs, though, we spend the whole time, living in fear of them, and really, people don't come in contact with them very often at all. Cool. Did you enjoy that, Elvis? You did. You want to eat the big head, don't you? Probably. Now, that's a natural behaviour for Elvis to jump out of the water like that. Something else he can do, as you saw, is come up on land. You think he still wants more food? Come over here, dude. They are very switched on to vibrations. Now, when they hunt food, they rely on stealth. So if you watch Elvis, as he turns around and comes towards me, he'll make a bit of a splash and ripple at first because it's a tight space to turn around in. But once he goes under, watch him. He doesn't actually make a ripple. There we go. We won't see any ripples as he comes along till he sticks his head up again. Those little bumps that crocs have along their back, they're called osteoderms. And they actually stop them from making ripples as they swim. It breaks up the current. It's a pretty neat piece of evolution, I reckon. And watch him as he just opens his eyes there. He actually has a clear membrane over his eyes when he swims. It's his third eyelid. It's called a nictitating membrane. And for him, it's like wearing a pair of goggles under the water. It means even though it's dirty water, he can still get a bit of vision. We go swimming underwater and it stings our eyes and all that sort of thing. These guys have evolved a way to be able to see underwater. And you can still see out of the water fairly well. In their brains, they know how to account for, all that light distortion and angles and all that sort of thing. So they can watch their food, sneak up on it if they want, and get pretty close. And bearing in mind, guys, this pond's only about 1 metre deep. And he's a 4 metre crocodile. He can sink right down in there, and you'd have no idea he's there at all. He'd come in at probably around 350, 400 kilos, and he can disappear in 1 metre of water. We know there's crocs in here because we're at a zoo. Out in the wild, when you've got no idea if there's a croc there or not, imagine how much harder it would be to spot for one. And that's what they rely on when they're hunting their food. So a little kangaroo or something comes down for a drink. I told you she was badly behaved, that girl. Little kangaroo comes down for a drink. It's got no idea whether there's a croc or not, but it's really thirsty. It's got to take a chance. Likewise, for things like birds and fruit bats that might, roost out over a river in an overhanging branch, well, they're thinking, well, it's fairly safe. Chances of a croc coming by are pretty slim. Can't see one, let's stay here. So that's why they will jump up for their food as well. Oh, come on, big man. Come on. Now it's cold time of year, guys. As I said, it's the best time to see these guys out on the land. For these guys, it's getting really cold at night. If you're not from Cairns or the far north, you usually don't believe us when we say it's freezing. Last night it was 12 degrees. That's freezing for Cairns. That's like, look at Christy. Yeah. We were in jumpers when we came to work today, guys. It was nearly long pants weather. For a large crocodilian like Elvis, that's a really bad thing because these guys are cold-blooded or ectothermic. they rely on the heat of the sun to warm them up during the day and give them energy. When Elvis has his pieces of chicken, he's not getting energy from that chicken, he's getting nutrients and maybe a bit of fat store. But he's not like us. We eat, our cereal in the morning, have our wheat bix and off we go. And we warm ourselves up that way and we produce energy from eating that food. He gets his energy from the sun. When it gets cold at night, he loses a lot of body temperature. So it's a cool time of year. That's why you'll see these guys out fasting so much at this time of year, because they are really out of energy. But he's still got enough energy to watch a chook, hey? And big man, a little bit further. Don't really like it when you go up that bit. How was that for a jaw slap, guys, as well? That's the sound of over 3,500 pounds per square inch closing. So they've got the strongest jaw pressure out of any animal. Big male crocs have been recorded over 5,000 psi. Now what does that mean if you don't know what psi is? Well, think of, tyre pressure and all that in your tyres. That's about, 30, 34? Let's say four-wheel driving on soft sand. And, in our jaws, so humans' jaws, a big male, like I'm talking about an animal, an adult human male probably has about 120 psi. So we got nothing on these guys. A great white shark even, they only have about 900 psi. That's because they've got sharp teeth for cutting. These guys actually have incredibly strong jaws because their teeth aren't very sharp. Their teeth are designed to hold stuff, not cut stuff. And when he hunts, I think I might just need to give him that. There we go. When he hunts and he grabs his food, well, in this case, he can fit it in one go. I think he might need to wash his face after this. If it's too big to eat in one go and it's still alive, well, he'll grab it. He's got a good hold of it, and he weighs 400 kilos nearly. He can just go and sit on the bottom of the pond and hold his breath longer than the animal. And it's pretty cool. Now, because they can't really chew their food, they have a strong jaw to actually shake their head or roll. People have heard about crocodile rolls, I'm sure, or death rolls. They do that to break up their pieces of food because they can't really chew. That was a big piece of chicken for him. This time of year, guys, the crocs don't really need much food because, as you can see, he's not exactly a skinny animal. And as I said, they get their energy mainly from the sun. So a little bit of a treat of chicken once a week, and that gets him through the winter months. In summer, yeah, he'll get a little bit more food, but right now, doesn't really need it. Now guys, that's pretty much all the food I've got for him today. Chrissy's just giving Priscilla her last little bit of food. You can see Priscilla's head goes everywhere. She's crazy. What we're going to do now, guys, if you would like to come and meet a young American alligator, it's a different type of crocodilian, not one you'll see naturally here in Australia, but you will find them over in the United States, sort of, Florida and Louisiana region. Everyone's seen Gator Boys or all those sorts of shows. You can come and meet one of our little baby ones, and we're going to meet you just on this grass area over here where the yellow chain is. So if you'd like to have a pat, get up and close, come and meet us down there. If you've got some questions about crocs, certainly coming up there as well. Beyond that, guys, hope you enjoyed yourselves. Have a great day while you're here at the zoo and enjoy your time up here in Cairns.